On today's Halloween special,
LeBron says love will be the Cleveland Cavaliers' main focus on offense. Do you believe him?
we'll play Trick or Tweet, where we guess if a tweet is coming from a celebrity or an NBA player.
And hey, short week, but who cares? We'll count down the top 10 plays from the past 3 days.
It's Friday, October 30th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world! Happy Halloween and welcome to the starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast or hopefully catching us on NBA TV or YouTube, thanks for joining us. I am your worst nightmare, Hall of Famer, Scary Payton, aka The Glove. Alongside me, to my right, as always, he is a real terror on the glass. That's Chucky Barkley.
Hi, do you want to play?
Down the table, the Lithuanian man of mystery, Arvydas Sabonis.
Friends?
Sabonis.
Yeah, keyword boom there. And finally, last but not least, he'll cross you up and abduct your cow. Yeah, there he is. It's Alien Iverson. Beep boop, beep boop. There we go. Well, happy Halloween, third annual Starters Halloween fun here. Always a fun time. Last year we had our costumes. This year we tried to take it up a notch. Shout out to Meredith, our makeup artist.
Shout out to Chucky. I
Oh,
got a little card for you.
That's accurate. Pop that.
Is this real life or what?
All right, Trey, what do you have in store for us here?
Well, I'm over here at the big board. I'm definitely checking out hashtag the starters to see what people are saying, but I'm also looking at hashtag scary NBA for your best scary NBA player puns. Like, for instance, Jack-O-Lantern Sigma.
Good one.
If you
Nice.
can beat that, maybe you'll get on the show.
All right, hashtag scary NBA. We got tons to get to. We got the top 10. We got Tass's worst of the week. But we're going to start with a new segment here called Is This News? All right, it's fairly simple. We've scoured the internet, found a couple of the sort of key or juicy headlines, and we're going to determine whether or not it's worth talking about. Is it really news, or is it just clickbait? Is it just a headline? So Trey, I know you got the first one over there. What's the first one?
First one, LeBron James said Kevin Love will be the Cleveland Cavaliers' main focus on offense. Is this news?
You better believe it's news for both the Cavs and the rest of the East. LeBron James, in the first week, is saying, Kevin Love, you've got to run this show because I'm not going to be able to get us to the number one seed physically. I can't do it. And he's also just trying to pump up his guy. Also for the East, there's a window here. The Cavs are not at full optimal working position here. They're just not in a great spot. There is an opportunity here. They're going to take it a bit lightly. You've got an opportunity if you're one of those other teams to get the number one spot.
This is a smart move by LeBron James because he and Kevin Love haven't always gotten along in the past. This way, by saying something publicly like that, it's putting the emphasis on Kevin Love and saying how important he is to that team, massaging his ego a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think when you're the star like LeBron, he knows that he can turn it on anytime he wants and go and get his points, but he's got to show Kevin Love. Kevin Love's one of those guys, I think, that needs to be given that sort of message, like, we really need you, you're really important.
what?
to us.
Hey,
I find
almost called
this
that
is very difficult.
I almost called you Boner from Growing Pains.
Next year's costume.
Yeah, next year's costume. What happens though when Kyrie Irving comes back? This is what's funny to me about this. It's like, oh yeah, it's your team right now, but oh hey, when our star point guard comes back, maybe not so much.
I think this is more about LeBron than it is about Kevin Love or Kyrie Irving or any of the other teammates. I think it's saying, hey guys, I can't be the number one guy for the entire season. You're going to have to get us there.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened last year. He had to take a couple of weeks off.
Yep.
He obviously has a back issue. He's lying on the floor. He took an injection a few weeks ago. He said that's why he had to take his 2 weeks off last year. It just came out this past week that injection was why he rested. He needed to get better after that anti-inflammatory injection. He's actually working on his posture to help his back get better. I think he knows all these miles on his body, 5 straight finals. The international appearances, it's worn down on him. And the rest of the guys have to get them there to that number one seed, to the playoffs. And that's why it's not only news for them, but it's news for Chicago and the other teams. If they want that number one spot, they can go and get it. Like I think the Bulls are in a position to steal that number one seed.
We'll see. Kelly Dwyer on Ball Don't Lie saying LeBron James is soon to be the oldest 31-year-old NBA player of all time when you look at the minutes. All right, Trey, next headline. What do you got?
Second headline, Fred Hoiberg implies Joakim Noah suggested bench role, but Noah denies it. Is this news?
This is news simply because it contradicts a report we saw earlier this week from Zach Lowe, who's one of the most reliable writers in the business.
Sure, Skullface.
But really, what it comes down to for Joakim Noah this season is because it's a contract year, he just needs to be productive when he plays.
Hey, we're over here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't see anybody. That's really what this comes. It doesn't matter if he starts or comes off the bench. He needs to be playing, 25 to 30 minutes, whatever it is. When he's on the floor, he needs to be the player he was a couple of years ago. And I think that this is more just a miscommunication. How it was worded doesn't really matter. No, we know most players in the NBA, 99% don't want to come off the bench.
That's right. Star players are
So,
absolutely right.
when someone does come out and say, oh, I'm happy to come off the bench, it is a little bit of a red flag, but I think that's all it is. Joakim Noah is one of the the best teammates you could have.
I think Fred Hoiberg was really just trying to show that, hey, Joakim Noah is all for the team,
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
what he's done.
Yeah.
And whether he came to him or not, bottom line is this isn't news. They have a great player coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Your back of your head looks really weird.
What, the front doesn't?
No, the front looks normal. Bottom line, they've got a great player coming
Yeah.
off the bench, and that's it.
I agree
And he's
with that.
extremely, extremely happy to do so.
Yeah.
They are in a special spot. Not many stars, again, Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago, fourth in MVP voting 2 years ago, would do this for a team.
just two-
This is barely news.
Yeah,
because
but just
it's
2 games
minutes.
into Fred Hoiberg's coaching career, it's probably not something he would have liked with one of his star players.
Sure.
But
All right.
it's out there.
Next one, Trey.
Third headline, Adam Silver says that hack-a-player rules are not likely to change. Is this news?
Hack a player rules. Yeah, this is news because this worries me. If you watched the Clippers-Mavs game last night, especially the end of the first half, the last minute 20 of game took about 10 minutes because we had the hack of DeAndre. He went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to the free throw line because they just wrapped him up. I can't stand it. You've heard me talk about it on the show before. I think Silver really does need to address this. And he said a lot of quotes about this. And one of them was, I've talked to tons of coaches and they say you can't change this rule because what lesson does it send? Kids who are learning the game, this is a fundamental part of the game. You got to be able to make free throws. I agree with that. But there will still be free throws. We're not saying get rid of free throws. You're around the basket, you're trying to score, you're going to get hacked and they'll put you to the line. You got to earn it. But this has nothing to do with basketball, and it's killing it for a casual fan.
Is it though?
But
It
that's
is.
the thing,
It
you're
is.
changing the rule for the fans. You're not changing the rule because of what's happening on the court. You're changing the rule so it's less boring for fans to watch.
And
which
what's wrong
is
with
kind of-
that?
But
because
according-
it's a game about basketball. It's not technically a game for what the fans
Basketball
want the
is
most.
not running 40 feet to catch a guy and hug him. That's
fair,
not
that's
basketball
fair.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
but according-
And look, here's the other thing. Sorry, Boney. We have this rule already. We can't do it in the final 2 minutes, right? You can't
Yeah.
go ahead and intentionally foul a guy like that. You're going to get the ball back. So why not just extend it?
But Adam Silver has also said that based on the TV viewership, it doesn't really get affected too much when someone is going through the hack-up.
There's no way it affects it, and that's why this isn't news, because we're talking about 2 players and 2 players only, and 2 of the 30 teams, because we're talking about Dwight
talking
Howard
about
and the
everybody,
Houston
though.
Rockets. No,
Because
no,
we
but-
watch it.
Yeah, but
It
you're,
affects
you're-
everybody.
You're only watching it basically 1/15 of the time, and I did the math for every single national televised game. It only affects the Houston Rockets when the Houston Rockets are on and when the Los Angeles Clippers are on. That's it.
Yeah, but-
and it's for 2 players and 2 players only.
You have seen it, though, other players like Iguodala from Golden State Warriors, teams have done that. I think the Cavs did that in the finals last year. I mean, teams will start to use it as a ploy. I agree that it's not the prettiest basketball, but based on everything that Adam Silver has said, it doesn't really impact how people watch the game. So I don't see any reason why they would then change it.
I just don't buy it only affects 2 guys, it's only 2 guys. These guys are on good teams, they're on marquee games on TNT, and then casual fans tune in and go, what is this? What am I even watching here? It's not how basketball should be played, in my opinion.
No, of course
Like,
not.
it's
but I don't-
ridiculous
yeah.
chasing a guy and hugging him and he goes to the line. And I know everyone just says, well, hit your free throws.
See, it doesn't bother me at this point because it's kind of cute, this little technique that they pull out. Very, very minimally. It just doesn't happen a lot. It's top of mind right now because it happened yesterday, but it won't happen for another 10 days on national TV, or 15 days, or
Well,
20
we
days.
saw it a lot
It doesn't
in the
happen.
playoffs.
It's 2 teams.
I don't know. Let's hear from you guys. Jump on Twitter, #TheStarters. What do you think about the hack a player? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Should we change it? Whatever we should do. We got lots more still to come on tonight's show. When we come back, grab your pillowcase. Lily, we're going trick-or-tweeting.
Nice.
Not trick-or-treating,
It's going to
trick-or-tweeting.
scare a lot of people.
We'll explain when we come back. You're watching The Starters. Back with The Starters. Happy Halloween. You guys want some candy?
Chucky
Love
likes
some.
candy.
Yeah, Chucky loves candy, doesn't he? All right, it's a bit of a tradition here on the show, on the Halloween edition of the Starters. It's time for our third annual edition of Trick or Tweet. The game is simple. Trick or Tweet tests our knowledge of how well we know NBA Twitter accounts. Trey will read us a tweet. Trey will read us a tweet, one at a time. If it's a celebrity, you say Trick. If it's an NBA player, you say Tweet. I'll get us
Sweet.
started. I'm hungry. Let me get over to that door, knocker. Does it have a doorbell? I don't know what it has. Yeah, there, it has
it
a
is.
doorbell. Let's go.
Oh, hey, you guys look cute.
Thanks.
Trick or tweet.
Trick or tweet.
Trick or tweet. First trick or tweet. Is this a tweet from Robin Lopez or Anna Kendrick? Star Wars! Language and emojis fail to express what's in my heart at this moment.
Ooh, okay, this one's
tough
me.
one.
Robin Lopez. Tweet.
So close. I'm looking forward to handing out this candy, my man.
He loves Star Wars.
He does,
He's
but Anna Kendrick apparently also really, really loves Star Wars.
All right.
My turn. Trick or tweet.
Trick or tweet. Second one, is this Amari Stoudemire or The Weeknd? Currently learning the secret to everything.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's a tweet.
But does that mean it's Amari,
Amari Stoudemire, baby.
Sorry, guys.
I am
lot of
not
candy.
able.
Come on.
All right, trick or tweet.
All right.
Here you go, Lee. Is this Manu Ginobili or Ricky Martin? Recommendation, I'm finally using Evernote full steam. Very useful app for every platform. Saves me a lot of time. Thumbs up, hashtag not an ad. Manu Ginobili or tech freak Ricky Martin?
Well, I'm a big fan of Manu Ginobili, and I do follow him on Twitter, but I don't remember seeing that one, so I'm saying it's Trick. I'm going with Ricky Martin.
Sorry! That's Manu! Keep missing. I'm gonna finish all this candy though.
This is like Chucky Barkley and who he played for. We're all trick right now. All right.
All right.
Trick or tweet. Let's go.
Is this Roy Hibbert or Chris Pratt? Bran, Mira, and Hodor. What's up with them?
I'm going NBA player Roy Hibbert. Tweet.
Oh,
Give me
yeah!
that candy. Give me that candy.
We got mad candy!
Jesus, man. Relax.
You want a gentle
Yeah, what the heck? All right, Snickers.
All right,
Satisfies.
all right. Trick or tweet,
Perfect
Tassie.
nibble.
Trick or tweet.
Is this LeBron James or rapper T.I.? I've been thinking about this for a while, and some of you may think I'm crazy, but hey, LOL, I want a full-time massage therapist. LeBron or T.I.?
LeBron James. That's a tweet.
That's
Yeah.
a tweet. That's a tweet. You want one in that mouth? Just let me know. Whoa, pretty accurate.
My
Almost
turn.
broke it,
Trick
too.
or tweet. Trick or
Trick or tweet.
tweet.
Is this Pau Gasol or Katy Perry? The higher you get up the mountain, the stronger the wind blows.
Man, that could be Pau Gasol, but I'm gonna say Trick. It's Katy Perry.
Nice one. Nice one.
Nice, nice. Ooh.
You can't see.
I
it.
can't see.
I
It's
can't
all
see
right.
it.
It's
All
all
right,
right.
trick or tweet.
There's
Trick
no
or tweet.
cushion on
Is
those
Stephen
bones.
Curry or Kanye West? That makes no sense. We give the iPad to our child, and every 5 minutes there's a new purchase.
Oh, this I think I saw this one.
Oh.
Let me have a quick bite of my Snickers here.
That's weird.
That's Kanye West. That's a trick.
That is Kanye West.
What a trick.
That is Kanye West.
Oh, Reese's.
Dropping dimes. All right, Tessie.
Trick or tweet.
Is this Kevin Durant or Drake? A little change, but I ain't change up. A little fame, but I ain't famous. It's also a lyric to a song.
Yeah, I'll go with KD.
Yeah.
Tweet.
Very nice
Yeah, we're
job.
rolling.
You guys are doing great this time, not at the catching.
All right, trick or tweet. Trick or tweet.
All right, is this Blake Griffin or comedian Steve Martin? Today, I easily passed the have photo taken segment at the DMV for my driver's license renewal.
Both of those guys are great on Twitter. I'm gonna say it's Steve Martin. I'm going with a trick.
Yes!
That was obvious, Sabonis.
All right.
Oh man,
Not so bad. We got a little bit of candy left, but
Are we all out?
That was a blast.
Michael Oliver candy.
Trick or tweet. Fun stuff. No wonder it's a tradition here on the Starters. We just get pelted with candy. All right, so yesterday we showed you a few of our throwback Thursday Halloween costumes, some of our favorite NBA Halloween costumes of all time. But there have been some this season
Some current ones are
already.
great. Oh,
yeah, leading up to the big night tomorrow night. So we wanted to show you a few of our favorite ones. We're going to start with D'Angelo Russell as Eazy-E.
Oh, that's
Nice.
good.
Nails it. Nails it out of the park. Swaggy P
Swaggy.
as God's gift to women. Should
be your
Classic.
costume, Lee.
Yeah. Robin Lopez, he loves his comics. I thought he loved Star Wars too, going as Thor there. I'm not even sure if this was Halloween related, but he likes
dresses
dressing
up like that?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
This one is fantastic. Rick Carlisle, dressed as Jim Carrey, dressed as Rick Carlisle. Did that make sense?
He finally embraced it.
Totally, yeah.
Finally embraced the lookalike. This was one of the best
This
ones.
is the
Russell
best.
Westbrook dressed as his teammate there, Steven Adams, and beside him, Steven Adams dressed as the Joker. And finally, I think one of the greatest NBA Halloween costumes of all time. It is Dirk Nowitzki dressed as Lurch from the Adams
Perfect.
family.
Just perfect.
It's
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
And he really got into character there in the photos. All right, we gotta take a break. When we come back, we've only had 3 days. It doesn't matter. We're gonna count down the top 10 plays from NBA opening week. You're watching the starters. Welcome back to the starters. Scary Payton, aka The Glove, Chucky Barkley, Arvydas Sabonis, and over there, Alien Iverson. Trey, we've got some hashtag scary NBA tweets from the people out there.
Yeah, a ton of them, and they're really good. We'll start with Frank Toll, who came up with Dracula Marcus Aldridge.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful. Massaban says Julius Randle. Really
Like
like
it.
that one. Jake Brightson. Pete Maravich for a throwback. Not bad.
Nice.
Childish Aquino says Boogeyman Cousins.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. And Aaron Joshua going with Demon Lillard. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for, my man.
Good stuff. Keep them coming. Hashtag scary NBA.
Thank you, Trey. Now it's the point where we hand out the dishonor to someone in the NBA family that has done wrong in the eyes of the starters. It's time for Worst of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
This week's Worst of the Week is Clippers guard Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, Wednesday night against the Sacramento Kings after going 0 for in 16 minutes of play. He made his way to the bench, punched a chair, and flung a seat cushion 4 rows up into the stands. I do not deserve cushioning for my butt cheeks after that performance. My buttocks must suffer. Problem was the cushion actually hit a fan in the eye, causing her discomfort for several minutes. According to CSN Bay Area's James Ham, it literally knocked out her contact lens.
Wow.
The NBA fined Rivers $25,000 for the incident. No word on whether Dad sent Austin to his locker room. Austin Rivers, your worst of the week. And I want to thank Dan Wyke as well as Sam Amick for contributing to that hard-hitting report.
Yeah.
$25K and much deserved.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think
Actually,
he meant
I-
to throw it like that, though. It went with like
No.
a ninja star up there.
It's quite light.
Yeah.
And he actually took a photo with the lady afterwards. Everything was okay.
Everything's okay.
Everything's okay.
All right. Guys, it's a short week we had there. 3 days of basketball, but that's not going to stop us from doing the
Doesn't matter.
top 10 plays of the NBA opening week. It's a short one, but who cares? At number 10, it's God's gift to women. Swaggy P.
The celebration makes it here.
The first quarter buzzer beater from way downtown. Yeah, he puts out the jet-like arms and coasts over to the bench.
I wanted to see.
God's gift.
I wanted to see Kobe's reaction to Nick Young's reaction.
At number 9, Kristaps Porzingis. Look at this 7'3" wonder of the world. Look at that.
Poor
Beautiful
Spingus.
stuff. What did you say?
Poor Spingus.
Yeah, sure.
It's going to be a million Porzingis puns over the
He came to the league to be punned, I think.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
that-
just opening the taps.
At number 8, John Wall with a little defense leading to goes around the back, gets a pass, Victor Oladipo. This was a big basket too. This was sort of midway through the fourth quarter, tied it up, and John Wall would go on to hit the game winner in this. So John Wall, great first game.
MVP-like performance right there. Number 7, Kevin Love, the outlet pass. Kevin Love played soccer as a child. I just made that up, but it's probably true.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Beautiful over-the-head pass run. They are so good at that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
right on the money as well, leading him beautifully.
At number 6, Chris Paul, watch this, the yo-yo dribble. Woo! Freezes Mavs big man Dwight Powell, and then he gets the nice layup to
finish.
Oh man, he just froze him with that. Some people
neat.
call it the cut dribble, some people call it the yo-yo dribble. We just call it nice, and we call it number 6 on the starters top 10.
One more time, CP3 at number 5 finds DeAndre by that throw down. Look how far away from the basket that toss is, and it's a line drive too.
Let's cut to a live reaction from Mark Cuban.
Nice, beautiful stuff.
We don't have it? That's a shame. At number 4, let's stick with the oops. Derek Williams on the Knicks, going way up in the blowout win over the Milwaukee Bucks. It's sort of
can
what he
jump.
does after. Nice little hang on
Yeah.
there.
Great rim hang.
At number 3, Powell's block of LeBron. Dying seconds, tying attempt. Powell gets all of LeBron's shot. LeBron said, I kind of cowered and was a little bit small in that instance, and he didn't look like himself. He just kind of faded away on that. Wow, huge block.
Yeah, he's a huge block. At number 2, Magic big man Aaron Gordon. Watch this putback. Dunks over 3 guys, 2 Wizards and Elfrid Payton.
Bradley Beal gets put to the 3rd row.
Yeah, what Beal? Yeah, he stumbles back. There he goes.
And the best dunk, best play of the week, it's right here. Justice Winslow over everybody.
Oh, man.
That's some nice stuff right there. Rook, his first game.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Here.
3 guys. That's awesome.
The baseline shot's amazing.
He's
That's
celebrating
going on
before
the
he's hit the
demo reel.
ground as well.
There it is.
Gorgeous.
Agree, disagree, let us know. Hashtag the starters. One more break. When we come back, pick 'em results and Lee's very solid play of the night. Can you see the
No thumbs tonight, just bones.
just bones? 2 bones up. Back with the starters, a look at last night's pick'em results. Lee, the only one to pick the Knicks. I guess you believe they were going to go 82-0. They lost. We all took the Hawks. So Lee in last place
trouble.
right now.
I am
early,
like the Knicks.
Early in our pick'em payoff game. Tonight's game, Lee. Always lonesome again.
What an iconoclast.
But you are taking the defending champion Warriors.
Yeah.
A little surprisingly, the rest of us are taking the Rockets at home. I guess we're thinking they're going to bounce back after their horrible first game when they lost by 20 to the Nuggets. Good luck, Lee.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let's get to the very solid play of the night.
Okay, we are going to Staples Center, and it is the Mavs and the LA Clippers. Now, Austin Rivers got worst of the week, but he made up for it by getting very solid play. Watch what he does here. Works a beautiful 1-2 with Wesley Johnson.
That's nice.
And then finishes with a beautiful layup. That's 3 very solid plays, all bounce passes, all layups, all gorgeous. And that's what I call a very solid play.
Way to show those bones.
Yeah, good stuff. Some bonus. All right, guys, this morning we recorded an hour-long podcast. It's up on iTunes, Google Play. It's up on the website as well. We get into first week surprises. We take some mulligans on some preseason predictions, and we debate which NBA player you would want to fight on your behalf in like a Game of Thrones like trial by combat. So check that out. Again, it's up on iTunes. It's called The Drop. I think you guys will enjoy it. That's it for us. Make sure you enjoy game time.
Please, enjoy one of these.
If you're gonna break my, oh thanks. I don't like Milky Way.
Come on, they're so
Oh,
pretty.
look at that. One bite, no problem. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. And remember, Halloween is one day a year. Partake, dingbat.
Embrace the Halloween spirit, people. Oh yeah, cross it up, alien.